What's going on? Welcome to the Prolific Limitless TV podcast. As you guys already know, this is going to be our first podcast of the year. I'm here with my boy Keith. Go ahead and give your introduction.
What's up? It's your boy Matt. The Menace, you follow me on Twitch. The Menace, you follow me on YouTube. The Menace, if you see me ever dance. The Volatile, Man in Vondell, Call of Duty streamer, A7FL football player, a little bit of everything that makes, it's black business right here, you feel me? Everybody got a podcast, but ain't nobody gonna have a podcast like us.
Period.
Talking real stuff on a daily basis, daily affirmations, limitless.
Already. So, like I said, this is the Prolific Limitless stream. We're gonna be streaming here every Saturday and Sunday, God willing, obviously. So we're gonna bring a little bit something different to the table. We're not just here to talk asinine. We want to bring a little something different, speak a little bit more rationality into the world instead of projecting all of the uncommunication and closed-eye dialogue that you see a lot of other open media come into contact with. So we'll do a little bit different. Today's gonna be a little freestyle. We're not gonna touch on too many topics. We just want y'all to get a feel of what we're bringing to the table. What to expect from us moving forward from every stream. But we're just gonna have a nice little fun, chill time today, man. Nothing too serious, nothing too deep. Just nice little vibe. So come kick it with us for a little bit.
Yeah, it's 100. It's 100, man. Shit.
So
man. Go ahead, play.
What's the move today? How's life living? You feel me?
Man, life's beautiful, man. Life's beautiful. It's got its ups and downs, you know what I'm saying? Supposed to have been on this 2 hours ago, but we're gonna make it work. Shit, you guys are on a podcast with two single fathers. So, you guys get a little taste of single black fathers. Growing up, usually you got single black moms, but it seems like nowadays you got a lot of single black fathers. We're able to give you a little taste of what we deal with on a daily basis from two different points of views, two different parts of the country, two different upbringings. If you guys don't know our history, we went to middle school together. That's 10 years ago. Almost 10. Oh, damn, that's more than 10 years ago.
Right.
Yeah, about 15, 17 years. So we done known each other since, we was in knee high, grasshopper, walking through the grass and stuff like that. And now we grown men.
Those days, stress. It was stress, but it was lit though. It was lit every moment of it. It was definitely lit.
Most definitely.
Got into a whole bunch of trouble, but we ain't gonna go too far into that one.
We trying to stay out of trouble. Everything positive, and we started out in Las Vegas, so and now I don't know what part of the United States you in. I'm out here in San Diego, so how to rock. My apologize. You know what I'm saying?
This guy. They ain't been good since what? What?
Hey, we was good last season.
Where y'all?
It was good last season. It was decent. It was there.
You ain't got a lot to kick it, bro.
People start taking steroids.
Right.
Yeah, man. Y'all get a little taste of two different people, but we come to this podcast to be able to come together and pretty much give you content. We got different topics. I know people wanted to talk about, calling in. People don't want the same old podcast. doing a podcast that they can relate to, common folk podcasts, we're not over here talking about BBLs and, just crazy, outlandish stuff. I mean, we can get into it,
I was about to say
you know.
we might have to have a discussion about the BBLs. I'm just saying, it's
They
certain
crazy
things.
nowadays.
I'm just saying, there's certain things that need to die. You feel me? Like I'm all for you know body positivity, but I
Yeah.
do feel like we're starting to become really really out of pocket with
I
you
mean,
know
it's crazy
reality,
nowadays.
right?
It's crazy. You got men out here, getting abs implanted because they just don't want to go to the gym. They just don't want to do it
Yo,
naturally.
yo,
You know,
I didn't even think about that, and
yeah,
that's
men do the
factual.
same thing. We can't just talk about the women out here. I mean, the men do the same thing. We gotta play devil's advocate, so we gotta play both sides.
That's fair. That's fair.
I personally, I say, I was watching on the news the other day. They had this man who was getting knee surgery. So he went from 5'5" to 5'10". I'm like, man, that's cheating the system, man.
I definitely saw that. Yeah, and he had to go through
That's cheating.
physical therapy for it.
Yeah.
Kids wild, man. I would never. I would never. And you gotta think about it too. Kids never gonna be able to run the same either. Just to add what 5 more inches to his height.
Exactly. And then think about, when he has his kids too, you know. That's kind of that's catfishing in a sense, bro. I
Yeah,
mean,
more than
BB,
catfish.
that's a lot more than catfishing, cause I mean,
I
yeah.
mean, could you call it catfish? Because it's actually him. Like it's legitimately him. Technically, you feel me? Like technically,
I don't know, man.
technically, it's him. You know, it's not like they put. Oh, I mean, what they probably do like screws and metal.
A bunch of stuff, a bunch of plates, yeah, screws, and I mean that's catfish in a sense. Because nowadays, I mean, when it comes time to procreate, you want to create the best person genetically that you can, and that's more or less why women, they shoot for 6 foot and above. They shoot for athletic traits or these Einstein type traits and stuff like that. So if you got a man who's supposed to be 5'5", granted I'm 5'6" and like 3/4, but shout out to short gang out there, man. If you ain't 6 foot and above, it's all love, little people do big things, you know what I'm saying?
Sure
Little people
do.
do big things.
Talk your shit. Talk your shit.
Yeah, but nah, that gotta be a catfish in a sense. I mean, with BBLs, I mean nowadays it's something that's becoming a norm. And what the way I feel about it, personally, it's just, you get so used to and accustomed to seeing it, bro. It's like the 2000s when every girl had no ass. And,
I
being a
mean,
skinny girl was like the thing you kind of wanted. You wanted a girl, had no butt, no nothing, because we wasn't used to them things. Our mind, it didn't sit in and be like, oh yeah, that's what we want. You know what I'm saying? That's how my mind is now too. It's kind of on some reverse stuff. I'm getting back into my younger thing. Like, let me get a girl with, not too much. Just a little jiggle. Not too much,
so you're
and
not pressing
someone that just love
envelope.
their
So
body.
those just cap on the street. Those just
Hey,
cap on the street. You telling
nah,
me
I'm
you taking a itty bitty? You taking
I'll
one of
take an
those?
itty bitty.
Okay.
I'll take an itty bitty,
All
bro.
right.
I'm 230, 235, bro. I didn't have my fair share, and especially as a lover of bigger women,
Mm,
you know what I'm saying?
mm.
I can sit here and say that is that seeing smaller women nowadays is kind of like the petite look is cool, you know. And what I've noticed is that a lot of the small girls eat more than the big girls anyway. But
That's fair.
it's better on the eye. It's definitely better on the eye, I would say.
So what you're
And
saying is
it's not
you
it's
taking plus
yeah.
over somebody that's more petite, or does it
I'll
matter
say yeah. As long as it's natural, bro.
as long as it's
As long as
natural?
it's
So
natural.
you're not really moving with the BBL route. That's what you're saying.
In all honesty,
In
so
all
if I
honesty.
seen BBL, like I said, it's nice on the eyes because it's what you used to.
Mm,
But as someone that likes to stimulate their mind and get outside of the norm,
mm-hmm.
seeing something like I would take a nice set of abs and a girl that works on her physique, then a girl that's on the stairmaster all day with her fupa trainer and her waist training,
Mm.
and the only thing that's poking out on her is her
Mm.
ass.
Talk it.
I just,
Talk it.
I just said, I'm a person. I go into the gym, bro, and I can't stand to see a girl the whole time on a stairmaster, or she on the treadmill. She not even running on the treadmill. Like, someone that's mic'd out but ain't got no type of athleticism in them
Maybe she working on
whatsoever.
her cardio. I can't be mad at, because I mean I do 6 miles. You know what I'm saying? I do a solid 6 miles, 45 minutes. So,
I did two
cardio is
miles this
important,
morning.
huh?
Nah, it's depth. I did 2 miles this morning. I mean, it's important, but I mean, we talking about the same one who Shorty can't do. She can't do leg day because that ass might pop. You know what I'm saying?
This
I'll just say it.
guy, you're
I'll just say
wildin'.
it.
You're wildin'. I respect
But
it, but you wildin'. There's
it's
somebody
it's
out
it's
there
the
that gonna have an
truth.
issue with it, but you know what I mean.
It's
On
the
the
truth.
humble,
It's
it's
the
on the
truth.
humble.
I mean, yeah. Now you gotta look natural. You gotta look natural. I mean, growing up in Vegas, I done seen it all. And my people from Puerto Rico, so it's like I done seen all the body modifications and all that there is nowadays, to offer.
Right.
And natural is still where it's at. Natural is still where it's at. It gives you that homegrown feeling. Um, and we need to stop doing that. I mean, especially after the recent passing of one of our celebrities, wives, because she went to go get a mommy makeover. I mean, look what it's doing. It's bad for your health. You know
It
what I'm saying?
is. It
Health as
is.
well.
But I mean, that's kind of where our society is kind of normalizing. I mean, you either have the culture where people are in the gym and they're constantly in it. Because I'm one of those
Hmm.
people. I don't mind saying I'm a gym rat, because I am wholeheartedly.
Yeah,
Um, or what I'm saying, you got people that, like you said, cheat the system and go that easy route and don't actually maintain it in any proper way. You know what I mean? So,
exactly.
um, I mean, things are readily available. I mean, we live in a very capitalist world now where money buys everything, and I do mean everything. So, um,
They they'd be lying to you if they said anything about love, bro. That shit is by anything.
so
By anything.
so I feel like it's a touchy topic all the way around. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
I prefer natural. You were given this
definitely.
body for a reason, and I mean, if there's anything you want to perfect, you can do it on your own. You just got to put the time in. A lot of people don't want
Most definitely.
to put time and energy into anything that they're pursuing, so they half-ass it, and then what I'm saying, wonder why they don't actually get the results they're looking for, or when something becomes problematic, say because I was just talking to this little shorty the other day, and she got her girls done or whatever, and
Hmm.
obviously one of them were lopsided, but not only that, one of them squeaked. I
Oh
don't I don't know.
man, it's
It's tough.
sweet.
It's tough.
It sounds like
It's
a rubber
tough,
ducky squeak.
bro. It was. I would say it's a rubber ducky. It's more like a. It's more like a. The on the kid bike, the little tricycle, right? Yeah, the little horde that comes with the little tricycles.
Ah.
Yeah, yeah, tough. It's tough. Let me tell you.
Wow. Now, see, on that part. So I can understand like breast reduction and stuff like that because I'm my mama a big
Most
one,
deaf.
and
Most deaf.
that's bad on the back. It does make life a lot harder, definitely in a sense. Um, if you're doing any of those things, and like I said, who am I to judge? I'm not nowhere to judge. What you do with your body is what you do with your body.
Always.
All I'm saying is, at preference, um, because you can have somebody on the street that say, well, if you had the money, would you do other things too? Would I go underneath the table? Nah, I mean, with money, man, one thing you can't get in life is your time back.
Yep.
So obviously, some people try to speed up, the masses of time, and they get these things done. And that's not the judge. If you got the money to pay for the time, then all for it, all for it.
Right.
But just make sure you take care of yourself. Always go the first route. If you can work out, or just do everything naturally, or figure out a diet or whatever. There's so many things out there nowadays that you can take, so many different routes. Me being a big, gym rat myself, in the same sense as you, I believe in just putting the effort, man. Putting the effort. It feels good at the end of the day, putting in the effort. It feels good at the end of the day that if something does go wrong, in the sense of my health, I can blame it on that
Yeah.
and not blame it on a doctor or blame it on, just some outlandish stuff.
I mean, you can't really blame it on a doctor when you really come down to it, because you made that decision to go that route. You know what I mean? So it's like, who do you really, really have to blame when you put yourself in that position? Because you didn't have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and that's another topic that I feel like is it's kind of crazy to me. Like the massive amount of like suing, like a lot of people out here suing other individuals, like that's crazy
Yeah.
to me. And it's over just ridiculous things. I get like little news updates that come through my phone, because I try to stay up to date without going too in depth into BS, tabloid type situation. But one of them kind of skated in there, and I don't know how it did. I have to go refix my algorithm or something. But I think it was Cardi B had like a defamation situation
Okay.
from a digital creator or whatever, and she was like awarded $6 million or something. And
Jesus Christ.
and Shorty don't have 6 mil, so
Oh, you talking about the blogger?
yeah.
Yes,
It
yes,
it
the
it, it
blogger who went pretty much like bankrupt. She was pretty much like the black Paris Hilton.
yeah, and it
Yeah,
was
man.
crazy, and I was like, yo, like, you, who is she defaming? Like you just, like, I mean, granted, her following count is pretty up there, but I mean,
Yeah.
like, it's no harm, no foul. You're gonna get negative publicity no matter where you go, but it's like you
Hmm.
took it to the next level, where Shorty probably is never gonna recover from this. But
You know what? That's especially us as podcasters, it's like you got to be careful what you say. Although it is a free country, um, it's not free when it comes to getting sued. You know what I'm saying? It come at a cost.
but that's
And
that's
the
the
bigger,
that's the tricky part about it. Is like, it's we're supposed to be able to interact in free dialogue at the end of the day, and some people
most
aren't
definitely.
going to like it. That's kind of how that goes. So if
Yeah.
somebody comes on here and kind of goes off the handle, like, it is what it is. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be mad at you. Like, you can't destroy my character, because at the end of the day, I can only speak for myself. No other
Yeah.
individual can speak for me. You know what I mean? So I feel like we utilize the government system way too
Hmm.
much, to the point where it's like it's kind of hard to even express yourself freely and
Doesn't exist.
engage in like open dialogue, to the point where it's like, why do I have to contemplate every situation before I actually get to express where I'm coming from? You know what I mean?
Yeah, most definitely. But look where we came from. Look at us as kids 15 years ago. What has gained notoriety, and what has been an easy way to tear someone down compared to 15 years ago? Social media
Yeah.
has made such an advance.
Yeah.
It's so easy to make burner accounts. It's so easy to talk about somebody without them knowing that you're talking about them. You have so many things. Even me being a gamer myself. You remember how the chats were, 15, 20 years ago when you would hop on a chat,
Yeah.
and nowadays, I mean, you get blocked for those things.
Yeah,
The
but
words
15
and
years
stuff that we
ago,
used
you
to
know what I'm
say.
saying? You used to have little toddlers, little boys
Yeah,
over here cussing up to the
yeah,
store like, yo, mom, ho, she know you saying these words. Why do you even know these words? You feel me?
exactly,
And
exactly. But nowadays we have cancel culture, and if the culture don't cancel you, then you gotta go and get your bag, man. You gotta go and get your bag. All you have is, I think Scarface said it. All you have is your word,
Yeah,
and that's facts.
but
That's facts. If someone try to come down on you, you got to get right, man. You got to get right, and I think she proved the point. She proved the point. Her bag is just a little bit bigger. She's just a little bit more important, and she did what she had to do, man.
that's what I'm
I
saying.
mean,
Like, even if that is the case, and like you said, you know what I mean. Her bag speaks for herself. So it's like, it really worth going to that extent? You know what I mean? Like that situation, I feel like it's just a little bit extreme. Like if we were talking about like the
a little
Johnny
blown out of
Depp type
proportion.
situation, yes, definitely.
Oh
Like if we
man,
was talking to
oh
like
man.
the Johnny Depp type situation where he
Don't get
literally
me on that
lost his whole
situation.
career behind it, it's a whole different situation.
Hey man, I got a personal experience situation with the Johnny Depp situation. So I mean,
Mm,
we could say that for another
we
day,
can,
another
but
another time. But
right.
even with that, man, I believe wholeheartedly. Yeah, that's wrong, man. That's wrong. But that also to prove another point, and I'll say this now: women have such a great influence on the way a man's life can go down.
Mm, talk about it.
I live in the state of California, so I already know. You live with a woman for 7 years, it's damn near like being married.
Do y'all
You gotta
have
pay child support.
what's it called?
I know where you're going with it. I can't think of the actual term.
Yeah, I can't think of it, but it's basically
I
when
don't want to
you
say like the
live.
statute of limitations, but
It's not statute of limitations.
limitation.
It's something when basically y'all live in the same house for like
Yeah,
a year or so, and it's technically, is it common marriage?
like
I think that's what
something
it's
like
called.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what you fall on. You're falling. And it's tough, bro. It's tough because California's expensive. So living by yourself, unless you got it like that, it's tough. But to have the idea in your head, like you got to be smart out here. You got to be smart, period.
That's what
Because
I'm saying. You got to be smart. Period, man. It's
because whoever you with, you're not even thinking about that. You're not even thinking about stuff like that. But for someone to be able to, take everything away from you just based off the knowledge, and even look at how that situation went.
but I
She
think
still went on to go do Aquaman too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. She did. She
Yeah,
did. But I mean, nevertheless, I just feel like the whenever we got into the what I want to say the late 2020s, things
yeah,
really just gone real downhill, and it's very I feel like society's it's just I don't even know if it's just a Western thing, but we've definitely been dropped on our head, and I think we
yeah.
need to get back in touch with that, man, because we ain't gonna survive it if we continue to go down this route, man.
Nah, that's the truth right there. That's the honest truth. I mean, I don't want to say America, but being that's the land of the free and the home of the brave, and that's where we live at now. Um, history is showing it all, man. History is showing its ugly chin.
But can you
We were
say like
once.
we've ever actually experienced anything like this? Like,
We actually have. It's not in our time of us being alive.
I mean,
It's
obviously, I
it's
mean,
close.
we're not that far in the total, man.
Yeah,
We technically only been here for two and a
a little
half
short
decades.
time.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
even at 3 decades yet. So
Well, think about it. What our folks was fighting for, the women marching, the Martin Luther King.
true,
It's
true.
so much history behind everything that which they believe that they're still fighting for today. But I just when I look at it, man, I don't. And that's me being devil's advocate. Please don't nobody shun me, block me out, or be upset about what I'm gonna say. But a lot of the things that people are fighting for nowadays, it's not on the same lines of people dying for what they're fighting for. You know, we also have other groups that have joined the fray.
See, but this is my
And
thing though. I don't even feel like in this day and age, people actually truly believe in what they're fighting for. You know what I mean? Like, I
no,
don't feel like they actually have a grasp or an understanding of what they actually believe in. You know what I mean? It's more like it's a trend thing. You know, I'd
it's a
rather be
fad.
trendy and get
Yes,
on a wave in which, you know what I'm saying, the majority speaks
yes,
over the minority. Like, we've definitely developed a sense to where, you know what I'm saying, everybody's really okay with being a part of the majority instead of being on the outside looking in. Like, they're afraid of
yeah.
confrontation. They're afraid to have open discussions to where others may not agree, and then, you know what I mean, they're quick to be like, this is messing with my anxiety, like I can't have this conversation. It's like you wanted to have this conversation to begin with. You know what I mean? You can't back out of it because now you're uncomfortable. Like, I feel like a lot of people aren't comfortable with having uncomfortable conversations within this day and
Well,
age.
that's because, and then that's the truth. That's because strictly because they've made it now in society that we have to accept everybody for who they are, what they stand by, no matter how frail, gentle. You know, that goes back to what I say. America is not the tough country that we once used to be. And as a society, period, just humans, period, we've limited ourselves to the values that our forefathers or our mothers and stuff taught us. You know, go out, play in the dirt. You fall, get back up.
I'm trying to tell you.
Rub some dirt in it. Nowadays, even with people not going outside and stuff like that. It's just we fall into everything as a majority. Nobody wants to be their own person. Nobody wants to have their own voice. Everybody's afraid to stand by, just certain thoughts and ideas off of the basis of being by themselves and having that standing point. That's why I believe playing devil's advocate is a great thing to play. I love playing devil's advocate. I love thinking outside of the norm of what everybody else was. I idolize the villains, not the heroes,
Yes,
because
yes, yes.
the heroes are the villains are my heroes. The bad guys are my heroes.
And sometimes,
Look. Nice guys finish last. Look at all the villains that have won. Look at all the villains that have shined. Shit, we had a president for 4 years. Trump, one of the biggest villains to ever walk the earth. I'm not saying I'm for what he's about, but I'm just saying.
because that's a
I
conversation in
know
itself. You
that's
know.
conversation itself. But I'm just like, hey, you're a villain.
I, I
You're a
mean,
villain.
in many eyes, but I feel like that's a subject for another conversation as well,
And most definitely.
because it's definitely a conversation in itself. Because I mean, to be honest, I don't know what's going on with the last two presidents, man, but
Man, anybody over the age of 60 can be president nowadays. Kanye for president, bro. 2028. I'm calling it now.
that was a
Kanye for
reach.
president.
That was a reach, player. Hey.
Kanye for president.
Ooh.
I'm from California, so we bring honor back. He
Listen,
was just such a great governor for California. So
listen.
we can make him governor. We can make him president. Anybody can be president.
But he got to get his sponsorships first.
Yeah, that's right, man.
I'm,
That's right. I mean, it's a different age, man. It's
it
a different
definitely is.
age. That's what's good for a podcast like this. We can touch on any topic. We can speak the real, coming from a youthful perspective.
Yeah.
A successful perspective in a sense. 'Cause everybody, we both successful in our own crafts and the things that we do. And we got two big voices, and we're able to bring them to the table. And it'll even be better when we're able to get the opinion, outside of others. When people are able to call in,
Yeah.
we're able to sit back and not quickly go in on them and be like, hey, now that's wrong, or hey, you're being soft. But at the same time, it's our podcast. We can do that. we can do that. We can address how we really feel about a situation, and then take a step back
Mm-hmm.
and think about, if the way that we feel can be changed,
But I mean, that was the whole point of me wanting to start a podcast, is because I truly feel like a lot of voices are really silenced, and I want to give everybody an opportunity to feel like they can speak their truth, but understand that you're going to have disagreements, and you're going to have somebody who's going to be in opposition of whatever viewpoint that you're on. I just want to bring an environment to where not only is communication a big aspect of it, but comprehension can also be a huge key to it. Because I feel like a lot of podcasts, like there's conversations and there's a lot of open dialogue, but I feel like nobody's actually listening to the other's opinion. You know what I mean? And I feel like
yeah,
every opinion has merit. You know what I mean? Now we don't encourage ignorance by any means. So definitely do your research before you try to speak on a subject. You know what I mean? And that's something that I want to definitely put into the world, is that thoughts are just thoughts, but at the end of the day, it's what do you have to support that idea, and do you truly believe in it? Because I'm for whatever you believe in. Do you truly believe in it, and for what reason? I feel like a lot of people shut out whenever you not only ask them a tough question, but to ask them why they believe in that specific subject. You know what I mean?
yeah, because they want more depth to it, and a lot of people, like I say, if you're not willing to die about what it is that you're gonna say, and not willing to deal with the repercussions of what may come with your idea or your thought process, then there is no comprehension, there is no understanding in any of it. It is just an opinion, and it's just being thrown out there. A lot of people nowadays speak for reaction.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
controversy sells. Controversy sells. If I got on here and said some wild stuff every single time in order to bring in an audience, we would have thousands and thousands of viewers.
Of course.
If I sat here and posted and said we gonna talk about this, and I knew that it's gonna affect a certain audience, it's gonna sell. But if I walk outside and have that same idea, and somebody doesn't like what I said, am I willing to stand on that?
And
Am I
that's
willing to, possibly risk my life, or, the cancel culture that we have nowadays?
but
That's
I,
a
that,
that's a
that's what I
conversation in
think. That's what
itself.
I think is the biggest thing, is you should be willing to risk your life for your ideas at the end of the day, regardless of what negative connotation comes with it. Because at the end of the day, it's what you believe in. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I feel like that's very, 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 very important. And I'm tired of seeing that silence. Like it's okay to be on the outside. It's okay to have opposition that aren't necessarily on that same position. I feel like a lot of people are afraid to be offensive, and at the end of the day, like, being offensive doesn't always have to come with a negative connotation. Sometimes, you know, me offending you is me just being at odds with you, you know,
Yeah.
on multiple different matters. Now, I'm not saying, you should go into like a hate type situation, but definitely
If it comes
speak.
of it, it comes of it.
Sometimes it does. Sometimes it does. But you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I feel like you're your own person for a reason. And you have your own thoughts, you have your own ideas, and I want to get to a place where, people are more comfortable with the idea of being their own individual. Like my daughter, for instance, like I don't want her to be a part of the majority. I'm a big advocate to individuality, and however that stands. If somebody doesn't rock with you, it is what it is. You keep your head up, you keep it moving, but you never conform to other people or the majority, because it may not allow you to fit in. You be yourself, period. So
Yeah. That's 100, man. Wholeheartedly agree with that. Wholeheartedly agree with that. It's the spectrum, man. I mean, and I say that the idea is to be able to think for yourself, and it's that free spirit, man. I say this, growing up, religious this, God that, God this. And this is for another topic for another day. But that's how you're programmed. And I
Yeah.
like to say that too, that, with society, everything is programming.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Matrix. It's the red pill and it's the blue pill. But
Ooh.
they programming you to, but to believe this, but when you get older, everything that you believe to be right or wrong, you now have the time to sit back and really think about whether this was really right or was this really wrong for me. So I program myself to be free spirited. A lot of stuff, being younger, I used to think, oh, this is weird. That's weird. You're this for having that. You're this for having that. And now I'm not there no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm free spirit. I believe that, I can have piercings and still be manly and masculine.
Did
I
you think
can
that
wear the
came
color
with?
pink.
Do you think that came with age though, or did you think that that came into coming into yourself?
I'll say that I've always been that type of person.
Mm.
I've always like be living on the outside.
You have though,
Being a
like
little different.
you
Yeah,
are though. I'm just saying, like
yeah,
you've
yeah,
never
yeah.
necessarily been with the crowd, so it
Nah,
was kind of
I
weird
thought,
hearing you say that. So
yeah, yeah, no, but I feel like everybody should feel like that.
right,
Everybody should be able to have that free feeling, and everybody should, embrace it, man. Embrace it. You gotta embrace who you are because you spend half your life still trying to figure out who you are.
mm,
A lot of people, dealing, we talk about like mental health awareness and stuff like that. A big solution in figuring that out is to figure out who you are as a person. Um, what makes you happy?
right, right.
Because
But don't you
happiness
think,
is
like in this
also.
day and age too, because I kind of have a mixed opinion about that because I feel like
Hmm.
it's as far as like I feel like a lot of people do overly medicate nowadays too. Like that's a touchy subject in itself, but you know what I mean.
That is.
I do feel like a lot of people do run to medication instead of dealing with that issue on a personal level. You know what I mean? So
I believe that. You talking about a person who medicates himself. So it makes for a great conversation. And I'm not a big heavy medicator. I'm not taking my medication every day.
yeah,
But my trials and tribulations in life have put me in places where that medication is what was able to get me back on track. Just being at a end of a road that you feel that you're at. But and I speak for everybody. If you ever feel that you're at the end of a road, man, turn around. You're never at the end of the road. You just got lost. GPS is put you where it's put you at.
I feel you.
Turn around.
Well,
But
and
medication.
that's what I'm saying. That's where I disagree because I've also been there. You know what I mean? I've been close to the edge, but I've never
Hmm.
had to get to a point where you know medication was my solution. You know what I mean? For me,
Yeah.
it was more of a mental thing. It was like let me sit down, let me self isolate.
Hmm.
Granted that has to do with my history, but you know what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
can always just be alone with myself to the point where I regain my composure from a mental aspect. And I feel like a lot of people miss that step, kind of like how we were talking in the beginning, where you know what I'm saying we take those shortcuts, and I feel like a lot of people
Yeah.
utilize medication as a shortcut instead of being able to deal with it by themselves, if that makes sense.
Well, that all goes off the basis of trying to talk to someone to understand. Because, like I said, nowadays people listen to react.
Yeah.
Listen to rebuttal.
Yeah.
Nobody listens to understand what exactly is going on or listen to a message.
Yeah.
And that goes for feeling comfortable with telling people stuff and not feeling that you're gonna be judged based upon how you feel about a situation. So especially as black men, we don't we're taught to be these warriors, these these
I don't
strong,
know what you're talking about. I'm a
just
warrior. You're a big dog.
uh yeah, you're supposed to be a warrior. You're supposed to be a warrior.
Hey.
But I mean, in a sense, bro, we wasn't. I tell you this, it wasn't until I got to my 20s till I became Mr. Sensitive in a sense. And it wasn't until I had my daughter that I really, came back and took a step back into being sensitive. I was
Oh,
big on
talk
being a
to him.
brute.
Talk to him. A lot of people don't
I
understand
was
that. Like
having a daughter changed you.
it does.
It changed you.
It does.
It changed you
A
because I was
lot of
used to,
people don't understand.
stepping on anybody in my way, running over anybody in my way.
Facts.
I had a passion.
Facts.
I had a passion for violence.
Facts.
Um, I wasn't thinking about tomorrow.
Man.
That's big on what it is. You don't think about tomorrow when you don't have the responsibility of a human life,
Yeah.
and when you don't have respect for human life in a sense. But to get to where I'm at now, and to think a little clearer, to be able to really sit there and conversate with people when I do have a problem, I do have an issue, because everybody going through the same stuff, man. You're not the only one that's going through it.
True.
But when you're by yourself, that is what makes you feel that you're the only one going through that situation.
But here's
But
my
it's a
thing
thousand other
too.
people.
I feel like I've become more ruthless ever since my daughter came into the picture though at the same time. Like
Not ruthless. I believe you became selfless.
no, I'm selfless in the sense that, you know what I'm saying, everything comes second to her. Don't get it twisted, right?
Yeah.
I mean ruthless and I'm literally no nonsense. I mean that like all of the BS, all of the non-necessaries, I'm not having it. Not one of it. I don't care who you
Yeah.
are. You can be moms. All right, you could have birthed me. I'm no nonsense. I'm no nonsense. You can be shorty that I decide that I'm gonna give a ring to. A lot of things come second. So, um, I have a real I don't care personality now. Like I really don't care. It's just, I truly don't
Yeah.
care.
Nah.
It's just I know what's important, and I know that I gotta strive to get to a different avenue than what I've been used to, because I feel like as of I want to say from my 20s to about 25, I feel like I was super complacent. And I never actually
Yeah.
thought I was complacent because I was always actually achieving things. You know what I mean? So I never actually
Yeah.
felt like I had a sense of complacency. But it wasn't until like my young life came into it, and I was just like, yo, maybe I am hella complacent. Like I haven't really actually got anywhere. I haven't really achieved anything. I don't have anything that is substance for her to really gravitate towards. And I feel like it's because like I'm not necessarily an agreeable person, but I'm more like I'll go with the flow. I'm no longer go with the flow. I'm
Nah, you should
literally
never.
parting waves at this point. I'm what who is it? Is it Noah? No, Noah was in the sea. Who part was it? Moses? Yeah, Moses
Moses.
party.
Moses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Moses now. You feel me?
Moses.
I'm
Nah,
Moses.
that's 100%, bro. 100%. Like I said, it's two different fathers going through maybe the same things, maybe a little bit different, and complacency will get you nowhere. If you were fine with where you're at, that's I believe that brings on mental health as well. Is that to believe that you need to be in the same situation and deal with the same situation over and over and over at you know for it to affect your mental, your physical, whatever it may be, man. You can't be complacent, man. You
Yeah.
can't be complacent. You have to strive, and that's the issue with social media and stuff too nowadays. Is that social media has put us in a place where we we don't want to be complacent, but we just don't know how to get to where these other people are, and then you shouldn't live your life in comparison. But social media will make you feel at 27, 28, 29, shit, 22, 23, that you're not where you're at life because you're seeing people doing greater things that were put in greater positions, and whether it's silver spoon or they just they're working a little bit harder. And that's the issue nowadays, is that we should feel that if we see someone doing something, we should want to work harder. We should want to work more on ourselves and not get stuck in ourselves, stuck in our own head.
But do
You
you
know what I'm
think that's
saying?
that's the conversation though, right there? Is that people are a lot more envious nowadays. Like nobody actually want the best for another individual. You know what I mean?
No, no,
In
hell
any way,
no.
shape, or form. Like I feel like a lot of people like to give immediate gratification in the sense that like I'm proud of you, but deep down it's like you could die today, and I'm okay
Oh,
with it.
that's
I'm
one.
okay with it. Like the first
That's
opportunity I
100.
get, I'm literally I'm gonna stomp you out. Like let the same position get offered to
Hell yeah.
me, and I'm gonna take full advantage of it. You know what I mean? Ain't no such thing as loyalty anymore.
No, no, thank you, thank
None.
you, thank you.
Absolutely
I
none.
don't, I don't believe in that. The values that you grew up, and that's to dare say. I'm not no street dude, bro. I mean, I got street values, but even in a sense, I'm no street dude. So loyalty, uh, integrity, all them things that you're taught, you know, the damn flag and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
man, throw that shit out the window. There's no loyalty. There's no honor amongst thieves. It's none of that, bro.
At all.
So to be envious, there's nothing wrong with being envious, but society is shown, and society thinks that the programming that to be envious is to be a hater or whatever. If that makes me a hater, then all for it, I'm a hater, man. If that man got a Rolls Royce and I ain't got no whip, I'm envious. If that man was on flats right now and I knew that he was too dumb to change his tire, and I knew how to change his tire, I would change his tire and make sure it had six more nails in that mother sucker, because I'm envious. I don't wish you the best, bro. Even in a black community, we don't wish each other the best. We don't want to help each other, prevail. But it's a certain situation that you have to change that mindset.
Yeah.
In order for us to level up together, we have to wish as a camaraderie that we both excel.
Yeah.
You can only be, a lot of people, like they say, if you got four dummies and you hang around four dummies, you're guaranteed to be the fifth one.
I agree. I agree.
Same thing if you hang around five millionaires. The sixth one, you're guaranteed to be a millionaire, or you should be, because you should be with the company that you keep.
Mm.
So if everybody around me is hungry, we all envious, we all want better, then I'm in a pool full of sharks, and I'm fine with that. And if it comes at the extent that one of the sharks got to bite one of the other sharks, it is what it is. It's like being on a football field, man. I don't go out there to team this. Nah, man. I go out there so at the end of the day, I'm able to have a highlight reel. I'm able to have stats. If it come at the you getting in my way and I gotta run you over and you're on my team, bro, I gotta do what I gotta do, man.
And
I
I
gotta
feel
do
like
what I gotta do.
at that point, see, this is my flaw, and I feel like this is my biggest flaw is that I do genuinely wish the best because I'm one of those people that truly believe respect isn't given, it's earned. You feel me?
No,
So
yeah.
once you put in your time with me, understand that I can be on my last. And if I give it to you, it's on the humble. I'm not expecting it back. That's on you. You know what I mean? If you give it back, I'm for it. But once you put in that time with me, because understand I'm not a very simplistic person in any way, shape, or form, and I'm a test your loyalty with me because I want to know, are you gonna ride for me through thick and thin? You know what I mean? Male or
Definitely.
female, I don't care. I want to know that my inner circle I can depend on. If I can't depend on you, I don't even believe in acquaintances anymore. Like
Yeah.
you're either on the outside or you're on the inside, and that's it. And I don't mind having a small circle. I don't mind doing solo missions. I will be by myself for the rest of my life. I don't have a problem with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, I don't mind seeing other people eat. I'm down for it because if you eat, that means now now that you're eating, now you have to actually do something to accomplish with it. You know what I mean? So if I make a way, put a path in front of you, and you walk that path, and now you're actually gaining traction. Now I'm in competition, and I feel like a lot of people see competition as it being unhealthy. I feel like competition is very healthy, very
Man,
healthy.
that's what's wrong with our society nowadays. Everybody wants a participation trophy. Everybody wants a participation
Period.
award. Bro, if
Period.
you're not outworking your competition, if you're not outworking the next person next to you, if you sit in a classroom and you know that your goal at the end of the year is to be valedictorian, you have to work harder than everybody. Everybody. Same thing on the field. You want to win MVP? You want that offensive player, defensive player winner? You have to work harder than everybody.
Everybody.
Participation awards need to be erased. You shouldn't get an award for trying your best. If it's not better than everybody else, you shouldn't get an award, man.
At all.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't. I'm like you said, I'm all for people eating around me, next to me, whatever. But if you're gonna be a leech on my back and you're not gonna bring the same passion, the same intensity, everything that it is that I can bring, you don't need to be around me, man. I don't have circles. I have decimals. That's how small my shit is.
I
That's
like
how
that.
small my shit is.
I like
I don't
that.
have circles. I have decimals. I can count everybody that I'm cool with or hang with on my hand, and it's less than that. You're either an associate or you're an acquaintance. Because trust me, the way that I am, the way that I get down, I don't want to kick it with people and hang out with people all day.
At
I can
all.
sit here and play the game for 8 to 10 hours and be talking and streaming with all my friends, my buddies and stuff like that. But outside of this, bro, we ain't gonna kick it. I don't want to kick with you. I don't want to hang with you. You know, I hold myself to a higher pedestal. I might not be doing better than the next person, doing better than that person, but I'm comfort in my own zone. I'm comfort in doing my own thing. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, I'm not afraid to step on some toes to get to where I'm at. You know, this is a perfect thing for us to be on a podcast, different aspects in our life, be able to build each other up and get to a certain point. But once we at that certain point that we feel, you know, we need to keep elevating, it's competition, man.
It is.
It's love at the end of the day because we started something and made something beautiful.
Yeah.
But if we don't keep, you know, having ideas, like I gotta compete with you, man. I gotta have ideas. I gotta have opinions. I gotta deal with my fan base. You gotta deal with your fan base. We gotta deal with audience, representation, anything to make the product the best product that it can be. And that doesn't come without competition,
Period.
competitiveness, and the strive to want to win. But that's what puts us on the same float because we are there mentally.
Yeah.
That's what we want. Like you said, you want generational wealth for your daughter, generational wealth for whoever comes after that. That's the same with me, man. My daughter gotta eat. You know, diapers ain't cheap. Clothes ain't cheap. You know,
Ain't nothing cheap.
baby wipes ain't cheap. Ain't
Life
nothing
ain't
cheap.
cheap. Life ain't cheap.
It ain't cheap.
I don't think there's a thing that circulates anymore that's cheap, man. Inflation
Yeah.
is basically killing us day by day.
It's crazy, man. Rent go up every day. It's crazy.
Bro.
But that's competitive because you got to think that's competition in a sense.
Yeah, but
The
you gotta.
economy is competition.
It is, but it's also greed too, in a way. You know what I mean? I feel like now that we're in a day and age where people are, and this is I want to say this in the most narrow sense because I feel like the majority speaks for the minority, but when it comes to like capital, for some odd reason that role is switched, right? It's a very small number of individuals that hold the wealth in this country, and I feel like
1%ers.
the economy kind of wraps around that small percentage of people that could actually afford certain things. You know what I mean? Like $2,000 closets, because that's what these apartments are these days, are closets. You know what I'm saying? You want me to pay $2,000 for a 1-bedroom studio? We're not even talking a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. We're talking a 1-bedroom studio. I feel like it's absurd. That's absolutely absurd.
That's wicked.
So
That's wicked.
it's greed, man. It's it's pure
Uh,
greed, and I feel
that's
like
why you have robbers. That's said there ain't no honor amongst men. There's no honor amongst thieves. So I mean, like you gotta be a realist, man. Like, can you really feel guilty for those that have more than you? Think about it growing up. Did you feel guilty when those that had more than you lost something or were in pain or in agony? Nah, cause man, you gotta think it all depends on how you grew up, man. Like, there's days I went without eating. Shit, it was weeks I went without eating. Am I really gonna be upset that this person wasn't able to have McDonald's today? And this person, got they lunch taken from school, and I was the one who took it. Like, nah, man, I'm not. Nah, it's survival of the fittest. It is at the end of the day. It brings back to what you were brought up. It is survival of the fittest.
it is.
The strong survive. The weak do not prevail.
I'm with you, and you should have a team full of sharks. But I feel like there should also, in that team of sharks, there should also be some loyalty in there. You feel me? And that's why I feel like the detachment comes. It's like if somebody paid to pay their dues on your route to wherever it is that you're getting to, I feel like there should be some honor amongst that. You feel me? Like it's important to, not only being in competition, because again, there's healthy competition. Not all competition has to necessarily be negative, but I feel like if you get somewhere with somebody that, you know what I mean, there's a debt. I don't want to say there's a debt that's owed,
So
but
yeah,
I want to say that you should. I don't even know how I want to say that. I just feel like there's
I get what you want.
literally, I feel like the people that, and I think it comes more for an insecurity or a trust issue type situation. And again,
Hmm.
that's a you thing. You know what I mean? You should
Yeah,
never let you got to start dealing with your problems, your baggage, because at the end of the day, that's a you thing. And I feel like a lot of people don't understand your baggage is a you thing. It's not a everybody
yeah,
else thing, and it's not everybody needs to understand your baggage. You have to come to terms with that yourself. But when
yeah.
somebody approach you with genuinely attentions, like,
Mm,
and you know what I'm saying, they actually go through the trenches with you, there should be some loyalty in there. You know what I mean? That's all
yeah.
I'm saying.
Nah, I hear you on that. I'm one that I never believe people have good intentions. That's honest. That's honestly. I don't believe people have good intentions. I mean, just downright good intentions. Like, people just, oh, hey bro, I just want to see you make $100 million. Nah, I don't believe that. I believe everybody, and I think relationships have taught me that the most, is that the way that people act before they move in is different than how they act after they move in,
See,
or the way
that's
that
why I feel
people.
like we're a little bit different, because I mean, again, I'm so used to betrayal. Betrayal runs deep in me. But one thing that I can never
But do
get.
you believe that you're gonna be deceived in every situation before you get in a situation?
Oh hell yeah.
Oh, see,
I would. It would put me at an incredible disadvantage if I didn't think that way. Because I mean, that's how I get hurt in the end of the day. But truly, I mean, if you made $1 million, like, I'm going to support you. Hey, make your meal. Now let's sit down and have this conversation. How you make that meal? Let me know
I,
what's up.
I say it like this. I feel like once people feel, or people get that idea that one can be bigger than the other, sometimes it comes into the play. Maybe they started off in a situation, they had good intentions,
Mm.
but I know later down the line, just looking at, different people's situation. One of my favorite influencers, maybe 15 years ago, was Spoken Reasons. And then you had, that's another topic for another day.
I,
We can sit here and analyze the videos and
ooh.
analyze the stuff. But I mean, like, anybody
You
who
still
doesn't know who
think he
Spoken
play E
Reason
Man?
is,
I'm just saying. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for that.
so, yeah. So for those of you who don't know who Spoken Reason and E-Man is, it was two influencers in the early days of YouTube. Follow against the lines of like Timothy DeLaGhetto. You watch Wild and Out, you may have seen a little bit of the situation. pretty much
My
those was
boy
two
giving out
brothers.
free promo. He's giving
Free
out free
promo, free
promo.
promo. You know what I'm saying? You had one person who was trying to establish himself, and the other one who was established himself in a sense. And both two brothers, well, I guess their relationship isn't like the basis of ours. They didn't know each other for a long time. Ours is based off 15 years, so I can sit here and say our situation may be different. But that situation was a great example of, do you really want to see somebody, strive and be successful? Because you've seen one brother took off immediately, the other brother sat on the back burner for a couple years before everything that he wanted to prosper and take off, to go ahead and happen.
Yeah.
And you got to ask yourself, was that based off of coming into a situation, having good intentions, wanting to promote somebody, wanting to help them get to that platform and getting higher and above? Or, at the price of deceit and to go about, making a quick buck, getting those views, getting those likes,
But
that
think
share,
about it
that
though. But think about it at the same time. Karma came and paid that debt because,
oh, most
after that
definitely,
situation, like
he got that.
Smoking
He got
dropped
his get
off.
back. No,
He
he
dropped
did.
off, and email got wilding out and started actually getting real change. Like, you feel me?
I mean, he did acting too, though. He
He
did
did.
acting. He
But
did some stand up,
But I mean,
and
for the most part,
and
he
yeah,
still fell off. You know what I'm saying? Karma came back and paid that. So that's what comes back to me. Is like I rather keep it on the humble. Like it's all love at the end of the day. You do me dirty, you do me shicey. It's cool. I'm cutting you, but it's off the humble. Like I don't ever carry any ill will at this point in my life. Like I'm at the point where everything happens for a reason. So, you know what I mean? My intentions are pure from the beginning. So you do me shicey, that's on you. Karma's gonna pay his debt. I'll let her handle it. So, I do wish the best. I do wish the best.
I can say we in two different spots, two different areas. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not. Bernie Mac, one of the great comedians, and I don't know if you ever seen House Party, when he tell a
This
kid,
guy,
if they
this
don't like
guy.
you, then fuck them.
I'm with you on it. I'm with you on cut him.
If they
Sure.
don't fuck with you, fuck them. And
I'm
I only for that way because I've came, like I said, I may be at a decimal now, but I've came from places of being in a circle. I came from a place of having tons and tons of people who I thought loved, supported me, whatever. And the moment that something bad happened, people fell off or people showed me their true colors. I had people I went to school with 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, whatever, and I don't talk to the people on a daily basis. And I felt like the only time that you hear from these people is when you dead and you in the ground. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A person who shows up, at your worst is a person who I don't want around me. Don't wait for me to be on my deathbed to sit here and talk to me.
Mm,
That's not somebody that really wished me well.
right.
A happy birthday, a happy birthday on Facebook don't mean you my friend.
Right. Right.
To be able to go long periods amount of times without, these relationships that you believe people to be in your corner, like, times change, man. A lot of stuff change. But, if you're the person who you have good intentions for people, even if you don't speak to them, great, good. You're a good person for that. For me, I just like to keep it 100. I like to be honest. I'm not a person that if I don't see you in 10 years, the moment I see you, I'm going to be in your face and being saying, hey, how's the kids? How's this? How's that going?
Why?
I
Why?
really
Why?
don't give a
Hold
fuck.
up. Why you think I'm built like that? Like, you gotta
I'm just
understand.
saying,
Nah. Like,
you can be
hold up.
ruthless.
But
You can
like,
be ruthless, but you ruthless with compassion.
I'm
I don't
listen. It's
share
it's
that.
not compassion. It's not compassion because I'm very brutal with mine. Like, it's a humbling thing because I harbor no ill will. Now, how
Yeah.
you actually receive it, because trust me, like I'm one of those individuals that once you do me shicey, um, like I will never smile in your face. We can have 20, 25 years. I mean, long years. The moment
Yeah.
I know that there's betrayal on the books, or you don't rock with me like you say you rock with me, as soon as I get that picture, like I can literally walk by you or sit in like a group of like mutual friends, and I wouldn't even speak to you, not look your way. I'm very, 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 very brutal with mine. Like I don't deal with it in any way, shape, or form. Like I will come, like your existence cease at that moment. Literally, cut smooth. Your existence is non and void anymore.
Yeah.
But I still wish you well. I want you to eat. I want you to have a happy life regardless, because at the end of the day, I can't walk life. I feel like you hold too much in yourself personally if you wish ill, if that makes sense. Like I'm not even gonna allow that type of energy or that memory to even exist within my person. I don't got time for it. It is what it is. I'll chop you smooth off. We ain't never gotta speak again. But you know what I mean? Do you? I wish you well. I hope you eat. I hope you succeed. If you get hit by a car, it is what it is. But
I ain't gonna be at the hospital, brother, man. I feel you on that one. I feel you on that one.
You know, I don't want to ever give people more energy than they deserve. You only get what you deserve with me. So that's just how that one crumbles. Period. That's how that cookie.
That's solid. That's solid. That's solid. Nah, that's how you should be. That's solid. That's just, yeah, I definitely can agree upon that one. But you know, to me, I'm a little petty in mine, so I mean, it's a little different. You know what I'm saying? If I see you and I don't like you, I'm gonna smile. So you know, I see you, see me. You know what I'm saying? But
this guy, you hella petty.
That's just me, man.
See, I'm different. Me. Like you don't even exist anymore.
Silence don't do it for me. Silence don't do it for me. I was never taught to hold my tongue. So I mean, silence don't do it for me.
Oh, I wasn't taught to hold my tongue either. Trust me.
If I see you, if I see you, I'm gonna let you know that I see you. I might not have to say, or I'm even a person. Hey, how you doing? Knowing damn well, hey, how you doing? Me, I really don't fuck with you. I don't like you, but to the same extent, I'm gonna ask you, hey, how you doing? I'm not being fake in a sense, because you gonna know I don't fuck with you.
This guy,
you gonna know I don't fuck with you. But it ain't as adults, bro. We can't handle this things the same way that we would have handled them as kids. I can't just beat on you. I can't just do this, do that. I gotta be respectful of the situation. But I'm a person, even like. We got funk, bro. We got funk. We gonna handle things accordingly, professional, whatever. Just knowing a personal level, like I ain't rocking with you. Simple as that.
I feel that.
Yeah. Let the truth be known, and let it be that.
But I feel like a lot of people aren't even real with how they feel. Like I feel like there's a lot of fake energy nowadays. Like people will fake the funk just to be apart. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's a no-go for me. Like you don't have to pretend to like me in any sense. You let me know that you don't jig with me, and I'm cool with it. Like it's no pressure. You go live your life. I'd rather you just be honest. I feel like a lot of people lack honesty.
Nah, that's 100. That's 100. It's a lot of grown man liars out here, as I would call it.
Grown man liars.
Grown man liars.
No, you didn't.
I did. But that's all of it.
See,
that's the truth.
I mean, I get where you're coming from, but I also need you to play devil's advocate and understand that there's some grown women out here lying, and I mean lying bad, heavy on it.
I'm gonna say DTB, bro. DTB. That's what I'm gonna say.
Elaborate for the audience out there.
I don't trust, and I'll leave it for that. I mean, if you're a queen, you're a queen. At the end of the day, I'm gonna say that. If you're a queen, carry yourself as a queen, hold yourself to a queen stature. Let it be that. But if I gotta say DTB, then you should just know I don't trust. I don't. Like I said, like I already said before, like I believe nobody does anything without personal gain. Nobody does anything without personal gain. So you're not about to give me your number. You're not about to. I mean, you're not doing nothing without personal gain. I mean, there's queens out there, and I say there's queens out there that do that for you. But in the day and age of where we are at, where everything is for personal gain, hey, you can't talk to me if you don't pay me $500. You can't talk to me if you don't cash at me this. You can't talk to me if you
Hold
ain't
up.
take me to dinner.
Have you been?
You
Hold on.
can't
Let's
talk
talk
to me.
about it. Let's talk about it. Have you been hit with that before? Has a shorty
Please,
hit you with that? Hey,
please,
you got to come out that pocket before we even have a
please,
conversation.
please,
What? You've had somebody come up right?
please.
What? Hey, I
Yes,
haven't had
please.
one. I haven't had one.
Right?
That's been ballsy enough to
I'll say
hit
that's
me with
saying something
something.
about you. That's saying something about you.
Such
It's
as.
saying something about you. I mean, it all depends. They feel you got it like that, then maybe you got it like that. If they feel that they're just not comfortable in saying it to you, they not. I mean, in my situation, bro, it's just I'm homegrown, bro. You know, I done lived here for so long, and everybody know. And I say it in the sense of like, bro, I don't pay for much when I'm out here.
Hmm.
You know, to have a good time out here, bro. I'm established out here in a sense. I can go to this spot, that spot, and not pay for nothing because I'm connected. Everything is networking at the end of the day. But I done been around shorties who done felt like, as soon as they see you, oh yeah, you gonna buy me a drink? Nah, I ain't buying you no drink. I put it on the tab. It ain't. I ain't even gonna pay on the tab. I'm just gonna say put it on the tab. I got you when I see you. But you're not about to get none of my hard-earned money. Especially it's hard out here for a pimp when you're trying to get your money for the rent. You know what I'm saying? And
This
we're gonna
guy.
leave it at that. You're not. Man, and they look too comfortable nowadays. Cause I do the same shit back nowadays too. You wanna
Facts.
talk to me?
Facts.
You wanna talk to me? What we eat?
Facts. Let me tell
You
you.
gotta, you gotta play the women's game too. You wanna talk to me? What we eating?
But they ain't
You,
trying to
you
hear
want this
that.
from me? What we doing?
They don't like that. They don't like when you come
But
with that type of
it's
aggression. You
crazy.
feel me?
It's crazy because they do that for so many deadbeats nowadays. Anyway,
Mm,
that's where I draw the line. You'll do it for that bum dude that sit on your couch, borrow your car, do this, do that. But you won't do it for the dude that's trying to do better for himself.
or
You
build
want to
with
do
you,
just to just do,
or build
or you
with
want
you.
the dude you want the dude who locked up in prison for 4 or 5 years and you gotta wait till he come out. But you good with being a pen pal to somebody and putting money on his books, but you not good with doing that for me. And
Facts.
that's where I draw the line with situations. Like you're willing to do with what you want for who you want in the situation, but if people feel like they can use you, they're gonna use you. Man. Just plain and simple. If they think you a sucker, they're gonna treat you like a lollipop.
This guy's
It's just
ruthless. But that's
that's
facts though. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. That's so true. And I mean that's why I guess that's why I don't get approached in that mentality. Because again, like I said, I'm no nonsense. So the moments I get the sense that that's how you rocking. Oh, it's cut off immediately. Like
oh, trust me, I got that RBF
you
on deck.
lost me a long time ago. So you know what I mean.
That's how it should be, bro. That's how it should be. I don't give off those vibes anymore. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. You can feel the energy when you see me. You can see it in my face, see it in my walk, see it in my talk, see it in everything. I'm not going for it. Not going for it. Having, like I said, being a father, that definitely changed things for me.
Yeah, yeah.
It definitely changed things for me.
Definitely agree with you there.
Yeah, yeah, man. I mean, we touched on a lot of good things today, most definitely.
Definitely.
Just ba- we definitely got a foundation in place to build on. I feel like it's we there, we there,
It's gonna be a very, very
we there.
interesting topic, man. So,
Yeah,
um, to everybody that's viewing out there, we definitely gonna go ahead and wrap it up here now, and come join us tomorrow. We'll be streaming again, hopefully the same time that we were supposed to stream.
yeah.
So come back. have a conversation with us, and
Yeah,
don't be afraid
let
to
me
hit the
explore
chat.
that.
This guy.
Yeah. You got all the social medias on the bottom. Mac the
Definitely,
Menace. Follow me on
definitely.
YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. You want to continue, play Call of Duty, AEW, Madden, whatever. Shit, if you want to go ahead and catch that, you can run it. I'll drop my PSN or whatever. I'll be here, man. I'm out here.
He's asking for the smoke.
Yeah, anybody play football, interested in playing some football, you in the San Diego or Los Angeles area, tap in with me. I still like to get down and dirty. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you. When I come out to the city, you already know we gotta run those. Gotta run
Go
those.
ahead, man.
Don't think I ain't even seen that film.
Go ahead, man. You know how I get down. 230, but I run like I'm 165. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if you gonna be
I'm
able
a
to keep
dog
up
out
with me,
here.
player. I don't think you'll be able to
I'm
keep
a
up with
dog
me.
out here. I'm a dog out here, man. Just know that. I'm a dog.
It sounds good. We'll definitely put that to the theory. I'm clean with it. I've
You
always
gotta be
been clean with
careful.
it.
You gotta be careful, man. It's a shark in the lake, man. It's a shark in the lake. It's only so far you can go.
It sound good. It sound good. But
Yeah,
anyway, for all
man.
of our viewers out there, go ahead and click that follow button. Turn on your notifications so you always get an alert whenever we're on. Thank you
Yes,
for
sir.
tuning in to Prolific Limitless TV's podcast, and we'll hope to see y'all again here shortly.
Yes, sir.